Check. Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV. And I have to go live like this because I don't know what's happening with StreamYard. StreamYard was StreamYard a while ago. So this is how I'm doing my live stream this morning. Now, I don't even know if y'all can hear me or not. Hopefully you can. And I'm not just basically talking into the phone for, well, talking to myself. If you're in here and you can hear me, let me know because doing a live stream this way directly through YouTube, uh, it's hard to know if you're being heard. But I want to talk about real quick Brit Eady versus Angela Oakley last night on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just want to touch on the part where Brit claimed that because of what she was claiming, in my opinion, that because of what Kenya did to her, Kenya Moore did to her at her spa opening, and if you don't know, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Brit Eady threatened Kenya Summer Moore with a pow pow, and Kenya Kenya decided that to get her lick back, she was going to do some posters of Brit exposing her. One of the posters claimed that Brit Eady, I guess, does insurance fraud allegedly, and another poster that Kenya had um, was explicit images of Brit Eady, and Portia Williams claimed on her YouTube channel that the photos that Kenya actually had of Brit Eady doing, lollipop service on somebody, those photos were of an underage um, Brit. So Kenya has been suspended. We're not going to see Kenya more anymore um, during the season. But last night, the cast, who remains, that's Portia and Drew, Kelly, Shamia. I don't think Portia was there. I think it was just Drew, Shamia. I think it was just Drew, Shamia, Angela Oakley, Kelly, and what's her face? Brit Eady. And they, wanted to touch base with Brit and find out how she was doing after what Kenya did at the spa event. Um, so Brit makes a claim that she lost her license to sell insurance. And when she said that, I guess alarm bells went off in Angela Oakley's brain. And Angela Oakley was like, wait a minute, what? Why did you lose your license? Because I think for a quick second, Britt Eady forgot that Angela Oakley has a background in finance. Angela Oakley got her degree in finance from the University of Chicago. Not only that, Miss Angela Oakley spent years as a tax entrepreneur and as a finance consultant. And as she said in the episode last night, that she used to, I guess, be a mortgage loan officer or something like that. So she has some knowledge. Is there a spot up here yet? She had some knowledge of how one could actually lose their license to sell insurance. So she was clocking Brit Eady's tea and she was like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand how you just lose your license overnight because of some rumors or because somebody showed um explicit pictures of you, especially because Brit owns her insurance company. It's not like she works for um it's not like she works in, a corporate setting where she has a boss to answer to or anything like that. She owns her company. So Angela was like, girl, you are lying. And for me, Brit Eady reminds me of Mia. And y'all know I call Mia be lying. Okay? I call Mia be lying. Because Mia is a lie, in my opinion. She lies a lot. And Brit Eady gives that same energies, how she talks, how she carries herself, her mannerisms. It gives very much Mia from Real Housewives of Potomac. Now listen, what Kenya did was absolutely wrong. Okay? This is a prime example of two wrongs don't make a right. Britt was wrong for threatening Kenya with a pow pow, and Kenya was wrong for going low and trying to embarrass this woman by showing explicit pictures of her, which we're now hearing could actually have been underage pictures of Britt. So two wrongs don't make a right. Britt was wrong and Kenya Moore was wrong, right? But Britt is on a whole campaign right now to be the only victim in the situation. As I said, both women were wrong. Both women were wrong. And I wish that they had just suspended Kenya for a short period of time and not for the whole season because I want to see how this would have played out had Kenya still been able to film. Because Brit is not taking, I mean, she did go and bring Kenya some flowers at the spa event, but at that point in time, the damage was already done, right? And so honestly, Kenya, I don't feel was in a place where she wanted to hear Brit's apology or receive it. And I don't know, Brit right now is doing too much. Kenya is doing too much, and Brit is doing too much. I feel like both of them just need to say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, and leave it at that. Brit was on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens live last night, and she was just the perfect victim, y'all. I'm just gonna call it what it is. She was just the perfect victim. She was remorseful for what she said in terms of threatening a pow pow. She was very remorseful about it. But then at the same time, she was like, I immediately apologized to Kenya. I was so sorry, right after it happened. That's not my character, blah, 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 blah. And then we have Kenya on the other hand, who is not showing any remorse. Kenya isn't showing any remorse, y'all. And I think that's the difference. And it's hard to get behind Kenya because ugh, girl, what you did was just real nasty. It was really low. It was just so low brow. It was just hard to get behind you, but it's also hard to get behind Brit in terms of I don't know, something about her just gives I don't know, she just reminds me of Mia. And I don't like Mia. I don't like the persona that Mia gives on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't know the lead, so I can't say I don't like her. But the persona that she gives on Real Housewives of Potomac, I don't like it. And Britt is giving that same energy. And then the way she snapped at Angela Oakley was very, very telling. Because all Angela asked was, wait, why did you lose your license to sell insurance? Because it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And I think she snapped at Angela Oakley because she realized that Angela was talking her teeth. Because Shamia turned around and asked the same question. Shamia turned around and asked the same question and she answered it. So I don't see the problem with Angela Oakley asking the question. Brit's issue with Angela is she knows Angela is from the finance world. She knows that Angela understands the sector that Brit Eady is in. And Angela knows that that's not how somebody just ups and loses their license to sell insurance. You got to be doing something highly illegal or fraudulent. A whole investigation has to occur with evidence of wrongdoing for you to lose your license to sell insurance. So, Brit, maybe that one poster that Kenya had up where she called you insurance fraud, 304, maybe there is some truth to that. And I think we're going to find out as the season progresses. Now, a lot of people aren't enjoying this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, but y'all need to give it a chance. We cannot allow for the first Black Real Housewives franchise to fail. We can't, y'all. I'm sorry. We just can't. Nene's not gonna save it. Kenya's not gonna save it. Portia, what's her face, Phaedra. None of those women can actually save the franchise. The only people that can save the franchise, y'all, is us, the viewing audience. Okay? And it's all good and well that they talk about streaming and streaming numbers, and the streaming numbers is basically a calculation of how many people have watched the episode over like a 4 day span. That's not good enough. We need to get back to the live ratings because we have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills clocking almost a million views. 900,000, 800,000. Those are the numbers that Beverly Hills is out here doing. And the live views for Atlanta has been the lowest it's ever been, y'all. So I don't know why people aren't enjoying the season. I feel like it's refreshing to not have to listen to the same old drama all the time. I get that Team Twirl is no longer watching because, Kenya hasn't been on the show and they want justice for Kenya. But truth be told, Team Twirl, y'all weren't watching those 6 episodes that Kenya was in because those ratings were hella low. Y'all should have showed out and said, for as long as Kenya is on the show, we're going to watch, and then we're going to show them that once she leaves, we're no longer going to be part of the viewing audience, so that they can see that Kenya is who is bringing the numbers. Maybe when Phaedra pops up close to the end of the season, we're going to see, an increase in viewership. I don't know. But y'all, it's up to the Real Housewives of Atlanta fan base to get the numbers up. The cast did what they did and tried to show their lives in the best way that they could during filming the season. And so it's just for us to watch it and give them support. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because that's just how I see it. Okay, so that's my take. I feel like Brit was lying. In my opinion, Brit was being untruthful about why she lost her license. She's using the situation with Kenya as an excuse to deflect or hide the actual reason why she lost her license to sell insurance. And Angela Oakley clocked it because Angela has a finance background. She understands the sector that Brit is in, and Angela wasn't going to allow that lie to stand, and Brit didn't like it. So I'm gonna stand firm on Brit was lying, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. But drop down in the comment section and let me know how you see things too. I had to go live this way because StreamYard said it was just not gonna work this morning. But thanks to everybody that tuned in, okay? Please remember to like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to remain consistent and making sure that I go live every morning, no matter what. So StreamYard wasn't working, but I said, okay, I'm gonna go live directly through YouTube. So thank you all for tuning in. like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. And y'all, remember to register for Melody Cherie's TikTok Live that is happening this Friday, this Good Friday. It's gonna be some great stuff, but that's a whole other video, so look out for that. Until my next video, walk good. Bye.